They thought kings were chosen, but kings aren't chosen. They arrive, crowned not by gold, but by grit, not by destiny, but by decision. By the end of this video, you'll understand why real kings don't wait for approval. They build their own thrones from the rubble of rejection. You've been taught that royalty is about bloodlines. It's not, it's about backbone, because every crown that shines was first carved from pressure. So stay, and you'll learn the rule every true king lives by. Power isn't given, it's earned in silence and kept in discipline. They'll tell you kings are born lucky, but luck is just the excuse of the lazy. Kings rise because they decide that pain will not be their prison, it will be their forge. Every betrayal became armor, every failure became territory, and every time I was underestimated, I learned how to rule in the shadows. Because real power doesn't announce itself, it waits, it watches, it grows, and when it moves, it doesn't need permission, it changes everything it touches. I wasn't born with wealth, I was born with will, and that's rarer than gold, because gold loses its shine, but will turn storms into crowns. So don't ask who made me king, ask who could have stopped me. The world doesn't hand out thrones, it hides them, and only those who never stop digging find one. They thought kings were made in palaces, they're made in pain, because the crown isn't metal, it's mindset. And the throne isn't a chair, it's character. When I was broken, I didn't curse the fall, I studied it. Every failure became a lesson written in stone. Every wound, a seal of sovereignty. Because real kings don't fear the fall, they fear standing still. You can spot a fake king by how loud he speaks. Real kings whisper, and the world still listens, because their authority doesn't come from noise, it comes from presence. Presence that says, I've seen the worst, and I'm still here. That's power. The kind that doesn't need to prove itself. It just is. They told me to stay humble, I am. But humility doesn't mean weakness. It means knowing your worth and never discounting it. I bow to no man, but I kneel to wisdom. That's the difference. A king doesn't rush. He calculates. He doesn't chase, he commands. Because when you've built yourself from ashes, you learn patience sharper than any blade. While they laughed, I learned. While they played, I planned. And when I move now, I don't move to impress. I move to impact. Every enemy that tried to bury me became a brick in my foundation. Every betrayal that tried to burn me became my firewood. That's why I don't fear war anymore. I am war. Disciplined, deliberate, divine. They call me heartless because I don't break the way they do. But kings don't break. They bend time to their will. Every tear I've shed became a testament. Every loss, a law I now live by. You see, being a king isn't about ruling others. It's about mastering yourself, your emotions, your reactions, your storms. Because until you can rule your mind, you'll always be ruled by your fears. And once you master that, the world doesn't crown you, it kneels. They ask me how it feels to wear the crown. It doesn't feel heavy, because I've carried heavier. Regret, loss, silence, shame. The crown is nothing compared to the weight of becoming. A real king doesn't crave gold, he craves growth. He doesn't count followers, he builds legacies, because legacy is what echoes after the noise fades. And I've made peace with the fact that not everyone will understand. They don't have to, they'll feel it when I walk in. I used to think being a king meant ruling others. Now I know. It means mastering patience when chaos screams. It means protecting peace like it's sacred ground. It means giving without being drained, fighting without hatred, and standing alone without feeling lonely, because solitude is not the absence of power. It's where power learns to breathe. When you lead yourself, you don't chase validation. You attract alignment, and that's what makes a king unstoppable. They'll call you cold. They'll say you've changed. But that's what happens when you stop explaining your value to those who can't afford it. I don't need to shout. I exist, and existence itself becomes a statement. Every scar on my body is a crown jewel. Every failure, a throne carved in time, because kings aren't born with perfection. They're born with persistence. And I was born with both fire and focus, the two elements every empire is built from. If you've ever felt like the world made you kneel, stand up. Your crown's been waiting. Comment "crowned" below if you're done asking for your worth, because kings don't ask. They declare. And subscribe, not for inspiration, but as a reminder that greatness doesn't begin with a title. It begins with a choice. I wasn't given a crown. I earned it, with patience, with pain, with purpose. I wasn't born lucky. I was born a king.